How is it going, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out the weekly watch list. Did not do one last week. I was away, out of town, so we are back this week with some fresh levels. I'm documenting my journey here, so I do want to share details as I go. I have not taken any trades in November so far. That's mostly two reasons. One, I am switching, if you will, upgrading my account size, graduating from the 2K account to really be full-time with this and generate income from it and enhance my skills as a trader. I've been using a 2K account now for 2 years. I have treated this like a business, like a full-time job. I have devoted more time to this than anything else in the last 2 years. I mean, if you count 2022 as well, 2022, for those that are new here, was a year for me that may be relatable to some of you, which is nothing but alerts. Discord, a famous Discord, I'll just say that. I won't name drop them. They are no longer around. And no charting, very little studying, wasn't, watching videos, taking notes, didn't have a routine, didn't have a system, just like, oh, I'll take a trade today. Look, they're putting this in the chat. Like, I'd read the Discord every day, but by no means was I treating trading like a job. I got into trading at the end of 2021, so all of 2022, very little education, started to pick up more education, fall 2022, November, December 2022, and really made it full-time then. So we're approaching 2 full years now of devoting my life to this. That's something I believe. This is not a side hustle. This is not a side income. This is not a hobby. This is my life. I am a trader, and I will be a great trader, and I will generate tremendous wealth so that I can give back to those around me from being a great trader. That is my why. That is my mission. So we are back to trading now. I also, other 50% was also the election. It kind of worked out, half because of some travel and the election, the other half due to me switching accounts, upgrading my account, whatever you want to call it, and preserving some mental capital. So it was a win-win, as both of those were very relevant at the time. And I got to miss some of the volatility that happened with the election and so on, whether it was good or not. I did show up every day, watch the charts, got very close to taking some trades sometimes, but I did not, stayed put, and I'm glad that I did. And I definitely feel very refreshed, have a lot of mental capital ready to deploy, if you will, for this end of the year. So I will be using that new account, upgrade account, larger account, I guess you could say, sometime later this week when funds settle. And I'm very, very much excited for it, all right? And this next chapter, 2025 is going to be amazing for all of us, for you watching this video as well. Just double down on your discipline, double down on your education, double down on your routine, your system, everything. And if this is something that you want, realize that it's going to become a lifelong thing. This is not a hobby. It's not a side hustle. Becoming a great trader is a different identity that you will have to embody. So that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for clicking the video. I appreciate it greatly. Without further ado, let's get into the levels, all right? One shift I've made, these last couple of weeks as well, is refining my criteria, refining my system, refining my rules, having them very simply and specifically laid out and executing upon them. So I'm looking forward to that as well and seeing the results, okay? And have it producing a bit less random trades and exclusively trades around key levels only. So these will be the key levels that I have for this week, all right? So starting off with QQQ, okay? Main level is going to be this previous all-time high. If we do get a bit of a retrace here, this 500 whole psych all-time high, also a previous day high and daily gap is going to be my main level. We have another previous day low here at 508, but I don't know how much that will hold up, as if you take a look at the 4 hour here, it's not really like a big key level, but I do always mark previous day high, previous day low, and all my charts, those are in the white and gray, okay? So if we take that down to the 15-minute, you'll see that we have the previous day high, previous day low. Under previous day low, first support 508.32, but really, as you can see, it's just a day opened up there, was already running up in the pre-market. This is going to be a level that I'm going to be more interested in for a bounce, okay? Whole psych number, previous all-time high, it's a no-brainer. As far as longs go, it's going to be a break and retest the previous day high, simple as that. I don't know if I have any fib extensions on this. I do not, so I had to on SPY and QQQ. I'm sorry, just SPY, my bad. Let's go over to NQ. It's obviously going to be very, very similar. Real quick though, actually, let's go over some of these demand zones. So fuck that up. Here we go. Okay. So one thing I've been doing is marking out demand zones with like little descriptions as well. So I know exactly what I'm trading at. And it's kind of like a no-brainer. I was not doing that before, but now I know exactly what I'm trading at. So underneath that, let's say we break below that previous all-time high. Another previous day low I have is at 499.61. But really below that, I'm sorry, this is the previous all-time high is not 500. I said 500 earlier, I meant the 505. But we have a 2 hour, 1 hour demand wick and daily gap down here at this 4. I freaking have my Loom custom setting cut off right here, so I can't see the friggin' numbers, but 492, 493, that area here. Below that, we have 4 hour demand down here as well, okay? Now, I could take this line down here, this level here, all the way down to the bottom of this red wick. Most people would. If price does get down there, I will look for this to hold as well. But for now, it's already a previous day low, so I just meshed it with the demand zone that's already here now. And it's very close to this zone as well. So it would be like one giant zone, right? So I just didn't want to mess up the chart. So let's go over to NQ. Obviously, it's going to look very, very similar. Kept the previous all-time high zone. That's going to be my look for a bounce. I have the previous day low marked here. But again, if we get down here, price action confirms. This looks like a good area to long. Below that, we have 2 hour demand down here, and then we have 4 hour, 2 hour everywhere. So basically, just to walk you through this a little bit. So like down here, right, this is a 4 hour demand zone, and I'm marking the wicks of that as well, right? So if I go over the 2 hour demand, it's the same thing. So the 4 hour and 2 hour, it's the same level. So for down here, 4 hour, 2 hour. So this 4 hour and 2 hour wick are the same. So that's going to be marked, okay? Outside of that, I want to see I also have a 1 hour demand zone in that 4 hour demand zone as well. So that is marked here as well and marked over here, right? Same thing here with this 2 hour demand, 2 hour wick, 1 hour wick lines up. So if we break below this all-time high, this is going to be my next main bounce, right? We could have some pivots here, here, but this is going to be the main area for a bounce. Longs, obviously very simple, break and retest above as there's no resistance above. Okay, let's head over to SPY. Previous day high, previous day low. We have right at that 600 level, so that's going to be really key. If we do break below the previous day low, my first area of interest or support, whatever you'd want to call it, is going to be here at this daily gap, right? So again, we do have a previous day low here at 593, but this daily gap is going to look a little bit more interesting, right? Out of these indexes, they obviously like to fill their gaps. We do have this gap here, and then below that, we have a gap all the way down here. So that would obviously be a pretty crazy pullback, but crazier things have happened, just like this past week with the election. So we'll see. Market obviously looks extremely strong, so I'm not really looking for short setups. I'm obviously going to be looking at more long setups. Below that daily gap, though, we have the previous all-time high. It was a previous day low down here as well, so I have that marked. But this previous all-time high, resistance turn to support, I do have marked out here at this 584, 586 area, okay? Also, on the 1 hour, right? I don't have it fully marked, but you could, this does look like a 1 hour demand. It is aggressive move away. It's just not major. So this is the previous day low. So on the hierarchy of what's most important for me, the previous day low, previous day high, take the place. So, but it is also very near or at the wick of this 1 hour demand zone. So this previous day low could look for a bounce in this area as well. So ES levels, obviously going to look very same. I did just mark out that whole cycle number of 600, right? So again, lines up with that previous day low and 1 hour wick on SPY, but we do have this 600 level. So if we break below 600, previous all-time high, that's where I'm looking for a bounce, all right? And again, I do have that 1 hour demand wick if we do get here, but I'm not as sold on it because this green candle, while it's much bigger than this red, it's not that aggressive as opposed to maybe something like this, which is a much more aggressive candle and shows a stronger demand zone. So we'll go over to SPX. These are my SPX levels, marking out the whole cycle. So we have our 6,000 here. So I will be watching that very, very close. Previous day high, previous day low. Previous day high ended up being the 61 fib extension that I've had marked for a while. I marked this level all the way down here in August. And we have finally come up and we have rejected it very well. I mean, yes, it's right above, but obviously with a very large level and a high time frame like that, it's never really going to be fully on point. But look at the confirmation. If you come up, we're trading around this level, very, very bearish hammer candle here, boom, sunk it. So that was awesome. So I will be watching 6,000, of course. Previous day low on SPX. Below the previous day low, my next area is going to be down here at 59.47, and then to fill this gap, 59.36, which is a little bit more likely. And then we're down here at this 5,900 level that I'm keeping on the chart because, again, it's one of those whole cycle numbers, just like 5,800, 5,700, and so on. Lastly, it's going to be IWM. IWM, what a ripper. Holy cow, I'm so proud of her, especially after we had this channel broke the channel, we retested the channel, and zoomed up. I mean, IWM is gap city here. So all the way down here, we have this previous day high. It was a previous day high, and it's a daily gap, and it's a 2-hour and weekly demand wick, this level. So this 224, if we get all the way down here, that looks like a strong area for a bounce. 2-hour demand wick is here as well. Let's head over to the 4-hour. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, look at it. This is obviously an impulse move. I would, if we start pulling back, I will definitely pull out the fib as well and see if any fibs line up with these levels. So we have all kinds of demand on the way down, right? 1-hour demand, 1-hour demand, 2-hour demand. So let's go over to that 2-hour time frame. Okay, we have 2-hour demand. Let's see here, this big level here, this big zone here. If we get below the previous day low, and then we have another previous day low here, 232. If we break that, I'm going to be looking for a bounce at this 231.52. It says 2-hour demand, and then we have 1-hour demand just under it. Okay, so that's going to be everything on IWM. For longs, break, retest. Obviously, we're not at all-time highs here on IWM, but this next level is really just going to be that 240. So I'm probably going to mark that now on the chart. Let's see, 240.76. Let's see. And we can change that to red and just keep it on the chart because that's the only other level that we have, right? Actually, hold on, I did that wrong. Let's see, do not show. I want to show the price. So price on the right. If we go to the monthly here, see if we can find anything else. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to hit all-time. We're probably going to make new all-time highs. It just makes sense. It just makes complete sense. So anyways, that's going to wrap up the weekly watch list. Feels really good to be back. I'm really excited for this next chapter. You know, I have felt on the brink of major changes and major success with trading for so long now. So much effort, time, energy, swing highs, swing lows, emotions. Like, it has just been a hell of a ride, and I'm ready to accept all the amazing things that are going to come to it and come to me through this trading endeavor and this new identity and lifestyle that I embody. So if that sounds like you, please consider dropping a like, dropping a comment, subscribing to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm wishing you a great week inside and outside the market. I'll see you all in the next watch list.